Two guys celebrating like they just won the same race. What is going on here? This is the story of NASCAR penalizing Robby Gordon and him basically saying,
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
we're taking a look at the 2007 NAPA Auto Parts 200 in Montreal, and this story has all kinds of twists and turns, some you might not see coming. Our main character is the guy on the left, Robby Gordon. He's bushwhacking, running part-time in the Busch Series. On the right is Marcos Ambrose, a two-time Supercars champ from Australia, now trying to win his first race in NASCAR. These guys know what they're doing on road courses. Ambrose leads basically half the race, including the closing laps. Inside 10 to go, the caution is out for oil on the track, and now we have a late race restart coming to 4 to go. Ambrose leads, Robby Gordon second. I wonder what happens next. Let's find out.
Pruitt shuts the door on him. Harvick hits him back, and he gets Fellows. Big pile up down in turn 2.
Yep, a big pile up. Who could have seen that? Oh look, Robby Gordon has made a pass, and he goes around.
Who goes back on him?
So Ambrose is the leader while Gordon is sitting sideways as cars go by. Now Ambrose, he got some rear end damage somehow, and uh-oh, here comes Robby Gordon. He pulls up to Ambrose, hits him. Now watch, he's gonna pull up next to him. I'm not sure what he's trying to say, but if I had to guess, it's probably like, you what's your problem? Let's try to get a better understanding here. ESPN didn't have a good look at the contact, but before the restart, Ambrose's right rear looks fine. Now, here's a slow down look of the pass, and you can see it looks like Gordon did it cleanly. But then they round the corner, and all of a sudden, Ambrose somehow has damage. Pay attention to Ambrose and Gordon again on this restart. Boom, I think that's your contact. Now, was that worth retaliation? I don't know. Or was this even retaliation? I mean, the caution is out. Maybe someone didn't get the message. By the way, the caution had already been out about 3 seconds right here when they cut back to the leaders. So Gordon probably made his pass under caution. Either way, his argument is, well, I was either first or second when the field was frozen. I'm up here. Just tell me where I need to go. NASCAR's verdict, you're 12.
Need to get behind the 30, here we're going to get black flag. Get black flag after the race, I'm staying here.
They're gonna need to send in the National Guard or SWAT team, because I ain't going nowhere!
So NASCAR restarts the race, even though Robby Gordon refuses to give up second on the track. The black flag is coming for that, but Gordon is about to double down.
There it is. Couldn't see that coming, could you?
So after disobeying NASCAR's order to drop back, he decided punting the leader would be the thing to do next. Gordon is first on the track, and he keeps driving, but NASCAR stops scoring him. Meanwhile, ESPN's trying their best to stop showing Gordon, and they pick up Kevin Harvick, who is now scored as the leader. Gordon isn't shown the checkered flag. He's not even shown crossing the line on TV. Harvick wins the race, but Gordon's not done, not even close. ESPN's trying not to show it, but it looks like Gordon is doing burnouts down in the first set of corners. Now Harvick trying to celebrate his win down the front stretch, but here comes Gordon to celebrate what he still believes is his win. We have dual burnouts for a few seconds until Harvick's like, nah, let me get away from this and do my own thing. Gordon and Harvick are both trying to go to victory lane, but let me zoom in on Gordon. There have to be at least a half dozen NASCAR officials either standing at or running to his car, including 1, 2, 3, creating a little barricade. Ultimately, Harvick is the one who gets into victory lane and celebrates the win. Let's see what Robby Gordon has to say after this.
Well, if you want to know my opinion, I won the race. So I completed all the laps, and if you've seen this happen before, guys get spun when they slow down. That's exactly what happened with Marcus. He spun me when I slowed down, and they tell me I'm going to go back to 17th. It's not the way it is. It's happened many times. They set precedents before, and we'll appeal it. We won this race.
How did that work out for him? NASCAR suspended Gordon for the next day's Cup race at Pocono. P.J. Jones drove Gordon's car to a 37th place finish. Gordon also received a $35,000 fine and probation until the end of the year. Now, guys, this story is about to take an unexpected turn. Let's talk about Marcos Ambrose. After Gordon punted him out of the lead, Here's what he said after the race.
Yeah, I'm devastated. I promised myself when I came to NASCAR that I've been given such a chance that even if I have the worst day, I'm not going to be mad. And I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. I feel bad for Kingsford Ford, my team. It's just this close.
Gordon and Ambrose had originally planned to get together during the week after the race.
I called him around 6 o'clock and said, hey, sorry about that, last weekend. And I'm like, so does this mean we're not going to get together on Wednesday? And this was all before it. And he was a champ all the way through. I mean, every interview he did, he showed ultimate class. And I have a lot of respect for him. And, I hung up that phone call and it's like, man, what a good guy. Just truly, I mean, he had me hooked.
So, Gordon put everything together to run a second car for the Cup race at Watkins Glen the very next week with Ambrose as the driver, which would make it Ambrose's Cup Series debut. Talk about extending an olive branch.
Did you have any second thoughts about taking his phone call when you looked down on his phone and saw it said Robby Gordon?
Well, it actually wasn't registered on my phone, so maybe I wouldn't answer it if I had known who it was. But really, I've got no malice against Robby, and one of the worst things you can do in racing is carry the baggage from one week to the next. And, we had issues at Montreal. I don't want issues to happen again next time down the road. I think I know where he's at when he's racing, and I think he's got a fair idea where I'm at. We're both going to go at it if it's the end of the race, and it's great that we could square it up, and even better that, Robby was such a great sport and gave me this opportunity.
Unfortunately for Ambrose, rain canceled qualifying, meaning he failed to qualify for the race. But can you believe, less than a week after this happened, Robby Gordon is asking Marcus Ambrose to drive his car. Gordon and Ambrose both said this initial incident was a result of Robby seeing the caution light and Marcus not. As far as Gordon being told to drop back in the field, he still didn't understand that a week later. So, what's the moral of this story? I don't really know. Maybe you do. I just know it's a pretty interesting and unusual chapter in NASCAR history. Thanks for watching.